All right, so once you're able to open up Fusion 360, you'll get a similar screen to this that I have now. Just going to give you a quick tour to start familiarizing yourself with the software. I'll start from the top left. It'll have this little show data panel, and you're able to access all of your files. This is where they'll save to. I suggest doing a new project and then maybe adding your school. Inside of that, I added new folders for each year, and then inside of that you might find a couple projects here and there. All right, that just gets you organized, and then we can hit back and all that stuff, and you can kind of find different things. Towards the bottoms you can find some different trainings that you can access between here and also, which is the help menu right over here at this top right. So we'll get rid of that for now, either by Xing that out or hitting this hide data panel. You can create a new design or a drawing, and then 3D print, save a bunch of other things in there. We'll get to this little floppy disk is also saved. Remember that when we save this, it saves to the cloud, not to our physical computer. And then also over here to your right, we have this perspective box. You can change your perspective. You're not going to be able to see it too much right now because there's nothing on my screen. But if I were to go to create sketch, and then I'll hit one of these quadrants, and then you can see that as I rotate this, we're able to look at it from a different view. And when you hit home, it kind of brings you back to this nice even view. And then if I want to look at it from the top, which is normally how I design, especially when you're starting out in 2 dimensions, we'll just hit top, and then we're looking down at our drawing plane. Up here towards the top, we have tons and tons of tools. If you hit the drop downs, you'll see a lot more. Basically what you'll start in is the design, and that's your workspace and kind of like the operations. You'll get different tools within that. And then you can start with some of these 2-dimensional things, and you'll start modifying them a little bit, but more so probably in your 3-dimensional stuff. One thing we'll get to later on is our manufacture operation right here. And once it loads up, you'll see that your tools on the bar, they change. And basically in manufacture, we can prepare our design to laser cut. We can also prepare our design to do some CNC milling, which is what this is commonly used for. As of right now, I'll go back to design. You'll see down here we start to get like this drop down menu, and this is some of the basic stuff in terms of properties for your design. You're able to change your unit. So I'll just hit this little menu, and then we'll click change active unit. And what you'll see is a bunch of windows as you're opening. They'll normally pop up on your bottom right, and then it'll ask you what do you want to change it to, and then we can hit OK. For right now, normally I actually keep it in millimeters for the most part, but if we want to just go to inches, we can. You can save it as the default, so it should always pop up and be in inches when you're designing. Sometimes this happens, sometimes it doesn't, but normally it does. And we'll hit OK. Name of your views, we're not going to worry about that too much, not unless you start to mess around a little bit and you find out it's not how you want it. Then we can talk one-on-one about that. Your origin is dealing with the origin of your graph. We're not going to worry about that for now. But your sketches, if we do a drop down of that, we see that we have a sketch 1. So anytime that you hit create sketch, we'll hit finish sketch here. Anytime you hit create sketch, you should get a new sketch. So we'll hit create sketch, we'll hit the same plane, and then another sketch populated. And if you want to hide a sketch, you can close the eyeball, open the eyeball. You can right click and delete the sketch. There are a variety of different things. I see this as if you're drawing on transparent paper, and then you draw one section, and then you fold the transparent paper down, you draw another section. So as you layer these sections, you get your one whole object. All right, so that's it for this video. and hopefully you'll have fun designing. And the next one, we'll get into some flowcharts.